It's Wednesday in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and I've been all day at the hospital with a member of my Sunday school class, and it reminds you once again how frail we really are and how that we're not indestructible. She went in for what was supposed to be a simple procedure and became fairly complex. And you're also marveled at the medicine that's practiced today and the things that they can do. She had to have her heart probed and to check for blood clots, and also to check artificial valves that had been put in her heart. And all of that is just a marvel by itself. But then on top of that, heart wasn't firing properly, and they do a procedure called an ablation, where they actually zap parts of the heart to get it back to a regular rhythm. And they did that in both ventricles, and it was about a 4 to 5 hour procedure. Just amazing. But what amazed me the most that we so often forget is how simple a thing a scripture verse or a prayer can be to bring peace and comfort to a patient. As usual, I used Lois's verse from her surgery years ago, Isaiah 26:3. It's short and it's easy to remember, and I said, remember Isaiah 26:3, I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on me. And God says, if you just keep your mind on him and nothing else, not the doctor, not the nurse, not the equipment, not your medical problem, but just keep your mind stayed on him, you'll have a peace even in the midst of all of that turmoil. And I watched the patient's face bring a big smile across as she repeated the verse after me, and as she was getting ready to go into the procedure. So let's never take for granted what a simple prayer or a simple verse shared with another can mean. Christ, followers of Christ, that's what we said we are. We looked at Hebrews 1:3. We said that he's the exact representation of God's nature. And the scriptures continue to reveal the fact that he is God. In John 1:14 it says, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory. Glory is the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. The Word was Jesus, and he was God. In John 10:39, excuse me, in John 10:39, we find the statement that Jesus made, I and the Father are one. In John 14, he makes the statement that if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. In John 13:13, he says, you call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. Excuse me again. John 20:28. When Thomas comes back into the upper room after having disbelieved that the other disciples saw Jesus, he fell from his feet to his knees, looked at Jesus and his nail-scarred hands, and he says, my Lord and my God. You see, Christianity means believing that Jesus is God in the flesh. That's what Christianity is all about. It's not a set of ethics, although there are ethics involved in Christianity. It's not a set of moral standards, which obviously there are moral standards for Christian. It's followers of Christ, who is God in the flesh. Share a word with somebody. Issue up a prayer for somebody. You might be surprised what a difference it makes in their life. It's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.